Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren and this is Scorpionic Readings. So we are taking a look at another pick a card topic today. We are looking at the remainder of your year of 2024, taking a close look at 3 major events you can expect within the next 4 months. So there are 3 groups for today's reading. Each pile uses a different tarot deck, so let me go ahead and introduce those to you. So pile number 1, your crystal is the Dolphin, and your card is from the Light Seers tarot deck, and they are all the Knight of Cups for today. Pile number 2, your crystal is the Stegosaurus, and your deck is the Star Spinner tarot. And pile number 3, your crystal is the Turtle, and your deck is the Wake Me Up Tarot. Alright, so take as much time as you need to choose your pile, and when you're ready you can head to the description to find the timestamp that will take you directly to your reading, and I will meet you there. Hey pile number 1, welcome to your reading. I am so excited to get into this and take a look at what you can expect to happen, 3 major events in the remainder of your year. So let's get started with some general energies, taking a look with the Oracle to start here. So let's shuffle out one archetype card for pile number 1 to understand where they're at, for us to understand the context of where they have been and where they are going in the remainder of their year. So we have the Heart. Let's pull out a couple tea leaf. I saw this one, that specific one, perfect. Okay. Let's shuffle out a few more Oracle for pile 1. Perfect. And some tarot. Pile 1, what to expect in the remainder of their year. Let's get an energy check for where they have been. Just a few tarot cards to clarify the Oracle. And a few more here for pile number 1. Let's see what is in store for their year. Okay, perfect. So let's take a look at your first few cards. We have the Heart. We have Bow with You Are Highly Thought Of. Purse with Pay Attention to Your Finances. And Beetle with Good Fortune. Wow. I had a thought when I was reading this that I kind of like put it down too quickly. I was still finishing reading, but I put it down before showing you guys it fully, and then come to find that the card I was seemingly in a rush to get to was this Good Fortune card with the beetle. So it kind of feels like paying attention to your finances was like not something to brush off necessarily, but we see that the turn of events potentially is toward the Good Fortune. Yeah, but let's go ahead and get into remainder of your messages before we get ahead of ourselves. So, okay, we have Fortune coming through. And we have Negotiation. And that's kind of what I'm thinking of with the paying attention. It's not like necessarily a warning of like something bad is going to happen if you don't do whatever, or something to be cautious of necessarily, but I see just like a situation in which expertise, in which a keen eye is going to help you win in like a battle of some sort, if we're thinking of career, or perhaps you have been in a state of negotiation and you're waiting for it to turn into your favor, or you know it will, but you're just waiting for it to officially turn, like have it documented that like now this is really truly happening and here for you. So yeah, it just feels like for some reason you've had a close eye on finances, a close eye on your project, a close eye on career, because it's been what is required. It's the attention that it has commanded in order to keep it going, to progress. And yeah, you've had it. I'm looking at like Heart and You're Highly Thought Of. It's like you've had to. Knight of Cups was making me think of offerings. You've had to offer a lot of heart and space for this thing to grow through what you put through it, through the energy that you put into it. And I saw 444 on the timer, so it feels like you have kept it stable. With finances, you have had your eye on that. You've been paying attention, and that is why we see you going to good fortune, going to success. Your heart was in it, as well as the strategy and the technique and the technical side of things, the planning, marketing, all of that was in it as well. So bringing forth an offering, that is the total package. Your negotiation is going to turn one way or another, but I feel with this card here, it feels turning toward good fortune. I paused because I was thinking of Jupiter. Yes, is that the sign for Jupiter? I need to check. Yeah, it is, I believe. And so then making me think of good luck and prosperity. Yeah, Jupiter and Sagittarius ruling together. I think I have that wrong. Let me check that symbol. But anyway, regardless, the thought is there, the idea is there of good luck and fortune. The Empress, the Four of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Moon. Okay, so the Empress and the Four of Swords here. It's like you've been working on something for a long time. You've been resting through it. You've been taking care of yourself through it as well. Or regardless, it has just been a waiting period, like we had kind of mentioned, of not knowing the solution, of not knowing exactly how it will turn to your favor, and feeling pressure coming in from feeling like you're racing to a finish, or you are in direct competition with other people perhaps. That is kind of the energies that are coming up for how it has been to deal with. And we see with the Moon that maybe it was kind of weighing on your heart space. We have the Heart card and almost a confirmation with the Bow saying you are highly thought of, because maybe you need that confirmation very, right now, in a very timely manner. And so the Moon makes me feel like this whole situation, perhaps the events that have taken place leading up to this point in your year, have really led you to a lot of deep introspection and looking inward, accessing that heart space, which has been hard, but also was, again, what we said was the fuel to your fire to really put something special to what you're doing. Yeah, let me check. I have my notes here. Let me just flip back really quickly and find out. Jupiter is, yeah, that is the sign for Jupiter here. And some notes here, it rules Sagittarius, which is the 9th house, and it represents themes of higher learning, karma, values, ethics. Overall, expansion and higher learning is kind of what I think of when it comes to the themes of Jupiter. So it does feel like maybe even really at the end of the year is when it will all kind of click together. But I'm sure we will get ideas of timeline and things like that. I'm just thinking of the month of December, which is Sagittarius season. So could kind of really click at that point. But let's go ahead and get into the bulk of your messages. I had a few questions written down for how I would navigate each major event that we're looking at. So we're going to look at what is it, how will it happen, and what to do starting now to keep on this path. Okay, so let's see here for pile 1. Can we get the first major event they will be experiencing in the rest of their year? What is it is our first question. I'm just going to pull out a good amount of tarot, and we want to know how will it happen, and we want to know what can they do to stay on this path, their guidance. Okay, those will be our messages for the first event. I'm just gonna move a little bit. Okay, so let's take a look. The first event to expect in the rest of your year, we have the Fool, the Three of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, Judgment, and the High Priestess. Okay. Well, first things first, it is a promising message with the Fool and with the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is kind of bringing in the elements of the Bow card with you are highly thought of, and it just makes me think of the people in your life who will be very important in this time, who will be by your side in this time, as some of you are taking a new leap into new territory or something is really kicking off. I see that there is support with you there. Five of Cups to the Nine of Pentacles, first major event. We see that it is one celebrated by the people around you. It's something that maybe they had hoped you would one day arrive at taking this leap, but they never really wanted to kind of speak that for you or put that into your truth for you. But it was something secretly that they had been hoping and wishing for, and now they are seeing it happen and they're really happy about it. And it's different for you on the other side of things, the one who is doing it and not just getting the relief of this person is finally doing the thing I want them to. For you, it could be a little bit harder to like see it all as good, because you see people maybe saying that they admire what you're doing or things like that, and you have a hard time with not explaining the parts of it that are hard to deal with, and you don't want to seem ungrateful, because at the end of the day it does look like you will be abundant from this, or you will be satisfied from it and fulfilled. And Judgment followed by High Priestess with your first major event, I think that it is going to be an awakening. I think that's what it could be. The leap of faith could be literally a leap into faith, and that's something that maybe the disparity that comes here is that people in your life maybe are supportive, but you are concerned or worried that they don't actually understand what it is you're claiming to have gotten yourself into. Maybe they're kind of defining it for you or making it fit what they would want to do in that aspect, and the variety that can, how you can do it and how you can practice it, whatever it is. If we're talking about like actual spirituality, it could be like differences within defining that. But so that could be part of what we see in the Five of Cups with you, is like, you know that it's a good thing and that people are happy for you and supportive, but you feel like you wonder perhaps as well why they felt so strongly that you needed this. Like, you wonder what it is they're trying to like call out about you. But with that, you are highly thought of. It's like, no, that isn't even what it is. It's not about like them having seen bad in you and finally being happy that you've turned to the light, or whatever it is, whatever situation you would be able to look at it as a negative thing happening when people support you. That was one element of that. Yeah, so it's just kind of like, as well as you see a big challenge almost ahead of you, you see a big journey ahead of you, and you're kind of allowed yourself, or you will allow yourself to, or this is just a message of making sure not to allow yourself to only focus on how much work is ahead of you, and do allow yourself to celebrate and be happy, because you can see the vision of abundance and success ahead for you. And so in that time, I feel like there is, wow, I had something about like separating the outcome to the current, and that's what I'm kind of seeing here is the separation. And let me think. I don't know, it's interesting. I almost wanted to say like, I guess like learn to embody the part of you who already has it is huge. A major concept in manifestation is embodying what you want, embodying what you envision. And I think that this actually could be what you do with the High You act wisely about it because you do see the outcome and you do see what it could be. maybe you don't know why you feel so strongly that it will happen, but you are continuing to follow the vision, and I see the way that you are implementing all aspects into one and embodying your future self so that it will arrive to you more quickly. So overall, the first major event does feel like an enlightenment of sorts, or just an evolution in your personal development story, or finally joining something that you know is going to be good for you but could also have its challenges with new things and things like that. But it really does feel like a leap into faith, in like faith itself for some of you, as well as generally a leap of faith into something uncharted territory that your close friends and family will be very happy to see you be doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to your second major event. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think that covers, I just wanted to pause and make sure I had covered everything with that, but let's go ahead and move on to the second event. We have the Queen of Cups, the King of Swords, the Knight of Wands, a lot of people, a lot of movement, the Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, so much with people in your reading, the Four of Pentacles as well. Okay. Second major event. We see a lot of like archetypes. I'm genuinely imagining like a group of people coming together for some reason to whether like living accommodations kind of brought you together in a close-knit space. I just see a lot of like different characters coming to the table and maybe not necessarily agreeing with one another, but all having a specific defining element to them to contribute to the overall well-being of the group, of the collective, of society. Queen of Cups feels like you've really tapped into what we spoke of with the High Priestess. And the King of Swords, I feel next event in the remainder of your year. I almost see you like already by the end of the year looking back on where you started, like even now, this around August, and like not really being able to relate to them. So it could be like a dual message with the embodying versus the detaching, which is really what we see happening within the Judgment card. So it's like so much has shifted that is almost, I want to say, unknown because of the High Priestess and that kind of carrying into Queen of Cups energy for me in this reading, that for some reason it puts you in a position of looking back on where you started and being like, I want to say like, scratch that whole idea. It was never going to go that way. Like you were hit with reality, or you came to terms with reality, but in the most forgiving way that it still allowed you to pivot easily and quickly and go on a new path. I think that it was, you came to realize that where you were heading could have been more reckless, and heading to the Five of Pentacles, maybe it really just was not the right path to head down. It could burn out quickly. And the right path, the King of Swords, is rational. That's what I'm seeing. That is what I'm trying to describe, is like serious, like rational, not really going to get bothered by much. And so the rational choice that was made was to move toward strategy, to move toward like Knight of Wands moving towards something quickly and passionately versus Knight of Swords moving towards something swiftly and strategically. That's kind of what I'm seeing as the difference. And passionately was perhaps reckless and would lead you to failure or a financial setback, and choosing the rational way, or the more like boring way, I want to say, with the Knight of Swords, is moving swiftly and securely as well, strategically toward saving up for that next move. I do feel like I want to pull out these final 3 cards for this message. So what is, I guess we talked about not really knowing what this is until it happens, but yeah, let's get guidance for what to do now. What should pile number 1 be doing to stay on track with this? 7 of Wands, 9 of Swords, and the 2 of Cups. I thought of protect your boundaries. I thought of let it happen in terms of anxiety, fear, because some of that is actually meant to serve you, to allow you to make that realization of going to failure, of going to loss. It's sometimes a good thing to like tap into that and like to entertain those thoughts, because I think that it could be leading you to a better direction sometimes. And I do see that with the 2 of Cups. I see you coming into contact and a relationship, coming into union with the right thing because of this right choice. I do feel like there's a message here as well, though, for some of you, saying that with the Knight of Wands, how we talked about that like leading to failure and the fear being helpful to you to recognize that. I think that for some of you, there is not, if it's what you're thinking of, if it is something that makes you very happy and allows you to be creative, if you've been going about it the right way in a rational state of mind and having sense with it, then I do feel like there is a message of overcoming some of that fear, or at least changing what your fear is about, rather than I'm going to fail because I won't increase my productivity by 200% by the time I'm done, or I won't have gained 1 million followers, or whatever it is. Rather than letting that be your fear that you're going by, of that looking like your failure, change it to like failure looking like I was not my authentic self in what I just put out. That was not in line with my values. Like, that is what the failure that you were being warned about would look like. So for some of you, there isn't necessarily a message of ditching a project or ditching a path, but rather shift it to be your failure, your sense of failure is way more forgiving. Yes. Okay, I think that covered those messages. I hope I explained all of that well. But let's go ahead and get into your final event to expect in the remainder of your year. So let's take a look for pile 1, the final event we can expect to take place before we pull their final guidance oracle card. So let's pull out some tarot to get this message for pile 1. Okay, I think that should do it. So, final event. We have the Lovers, the Page of Wands, the 8 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. I mean, this one seems very exciting, very passionate, very, I see some of you are making that choice of letting go of how strict you viewed your dream and what success meant toward it, or how strict you were defining what the perfect person for you would look like. And when you were making those shifts, I think you're having a lot of realizations, and you are at a higher level to attract something more positive to you, because at the end of the day, thinking in that way was a limiting mindset. It was a limiting belief to tell yourself that what you were meant to have would look a certain way, would fit in a certain box, because there's no telling what the best thing for you will look like. The 8 of Wands feels like this is the realization. And once that comes in, again, the things that attract that follow, and they come in quickly and passionately. And the Three of Wands is you being ready because of the way that you have regulated your mindset about it. And that is what sets you up for success. The Queen of Pentacles needs to tend to what she has grown every single day. And so if you are on the timeline to get your wishes, to get your abundance and manifestations, but you have not corrected the harmony within you and created more stability within that to ground yourself and also to open yourself up to the opportunity, then we could see that there is an unreadiness to take it and tend to it every day. And I see that that is what is required, is continued education, continued work, progress, inspiration, continued belief in what you were doing as well. Even if you show up every day and it is doing well, there is a need to feed it through strong belief as well and confidence in what you have going on. And I see that when you are ready, you will be able to take the main stage and lead the show. Like, that's what it is. Some of you could really be being recognized in the next 4 months because you're ready. Like, partly because you're ready and it is recognized in those who approach you, and partly because it was meant to, it was destined for your timeline to come together in this way. So you could be getting a lot of recognition, praise. You could be, we talked about something being negotiated and not being fully processed yet. That could be happening for you by the end of the year, and that is the third event we see taking place. But let's go ahead and pull your final tarot. Wow, we have the Wheel. I see it turning in your favor. We have the Hanged Man. Through your change perspective, absolutely what we just talked about. The Death and Rebirth. It's a whole new you who is ready to accept the abundance and the wins. Page of Pentacles. And we talked about the readiness will allow you to really take it far. Tend to it every day to grow something really great. And the Queen of Swords is confirmation to me about if that message of taking the rational approach with the King of Swords, if that was resonating with you, then this is strong confirmation for me that that is indeed like the way to view it, the way to take it as well, because King and Queen of Swords, and that is what feels like confirmation to me to let you guys know that. So let's go ahead and pull your final guidance oracle card off the top of the deck for the remainder of 2024 for pile number 1. Best guidance for them to navigate this year. We have last quarter moon in Sagittarius with practice gratitude. We talked a lot about Sagittarius as well. I talked about something really, of course we expect all of these events to take place before the end of your year, but I talked about in Sagittarius season specifically, like something really could be sealing the deal in that time. You could be recognized in that time, and then who knows, your first reading that you see about what to expect in like the first half of 2025, click that real fast, because I think that you will see a lot of what we talked about in this final section expanded upon. Yeah, so practice gratitude through it all and know that you will embody the person that you were trying to be. Right now, you will fully embody them one day, and through gratitude for where you are now and the journey ahead of you and where you will be is what will bring you that success. So pile number 1, I wish you the best of luck in the end of your year. Please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. All of those things are so helpful to me, and I really appreciate it if you take the time to do those. But with all of that being said, pile 1, have an amazing day, and I will see you in your next reading. Hi there, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. I'm super excited to get into this topic, taking a look at the rest of your year. So let's go ahead with some tea leaf, an oracle, and a little bit of tarot to start out your messages before we get into the 3 major events. Okay, I do see this purple one. We get a month, and then let's take 1 or 2 more here for pile number 2. Perfect. Take 1 from the Archetypes deck for pile number 2, remainder of their year. Perfect, and a couple tarot, about 4 or 5 for energy check pile number 2. Perfect. Okay, let's reveal your first messages. So we have the month of November. We have table with hard work ahead. We have crown with honor and respect will come to you. Very nice. And we have the prayer. Wow. All right. We have escape. And we have innovation. I have a few messages, but I think I'm going to pull out these tarot. We have King of Swords, Page of Swords, 8 of Cups. Wow. The High Priestess. Oh my gosh, the Tower. Okay. So the first messages I was thinking of November. I was thinking of October when I pulled a month card, so we're in the fall, and it's a ways away. I mean, for some of you with the energies that it feels like, that may be a little bit disappointing to see that month come up. I know I haven't really gotten into the context of that yet, but for some of you, you may have been holding out for a closer month. It really isn't too far away, but again, for some of you, it really feels like you want something now. With the honor and respect will come to you. That is assurance that it will. What you want will come to you, but we see that there is work ahead, and I don't think it's something to necessarily get worked up about or get stressed about right now, because it really just feels like a matter of you need to be aligned with what you want for it to come to you. Like, no matter how hard you want something, in retrospect, looking back on how situations played out, I think you will connect the dots with a few things and realize that the way that the events turned and exactly how it took place was all meant to serve you the whole way. And in the grand scheme of things, you will be grateful that it happened for you by the end of the year. And really looking back, how long it took will be something that you will distance yourself from, and it really won't even be something that you can relate to any longer, feeling like that was such a frustrating time. I remember that time specifically. It will be like nothing compared to what is waiting for you on the other side of that. Because we have the prayer and we have escape and we have innovation, I feel like, again, you have really been wanting something to happen for you. You have been working for it. So the hard work ahead is like not really necessarily an increase in hard work that I see, but more so continuation of the movement forward, of the progress. Continue with your innovation. I feel like you've been following a lot of shifts in what you feel like you should do, how to tackle something. And it has been helpful. It has been lucky the way that you have kind of followed where you are meant to go day by day as things change abruptly. Sometimes you were able to pick up on that and shift gears. So I know that for some of you, this is a situation that you have really, really been wanting to escape. You have been actively trying to escape it. For some of you, you may even be at the point of trying everything as to like specifically ask for help to get out of this, whether speaking it into existence or actually going up to someone and asking them directly for help. But regardless, some of you are about fed up. Some of you feel like maybe you went from king and you went back to page, and you are having to pick up new lessons. But we know that this has to be what is meant to bring you to back into that position of power once again. I feel like when you think about a leader or like someone in authority, the best leader would be someone who can relate to the positions that they once were and who they are essentially in charge of. It's like if you can humble yourself to go back to, you own a business and you have really worked your way to the top, but if you can humble yourself to go back to learning how to help out with a skill that you necessarily don't always use, or you are long gone from having to do it, but the willingness to step back into different levels of your journey and progress is what would make you a great leader, a great successful person would be able to do that. And yeah, something about not getting too big of an ego or too in your head once you win, because we know that things can change. And again, that's why you've had to be on the lookout, had to be shifting and jumping to the new things that you pick up on. We see that with the Eight of Cups. You've been leaving situations that don't serve you any longer because you've been following a calling. The High Priestess, you've been following what you feel like needs to be done, and that has been the right choice. You question if it is because you see moments where you're brought down, you're brought back a few steps. But I almost want to say like two steps backward, 4 steps forward, like doubling how much you can jump forward when you allow yourself to take a step back is actually more progressive for you and more efficient to reach your goals. So those are messages to kind of get a general idea of what we've been dealing with in the year, as well as what will be going into the events taking place in the remainder of your year. So let's go ahead and jump into event number 1. We are hoping to uncover what it is, how it will happen, and what you should be doing in the meantime, starting now, to keep on this path, whether it is to do something new or just to continue doing what you have been doing. So we have the 9 of Wands. We have the World. Okay, let's shuffle out more cards here for pile number 2s. Yeah, we're going to take all those and use that as far as they will take us. Any more cards for pile 2, events to expect in the rest of their year? Okay. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and Ace of Cups as well. A lot of new beginning taking place. The 9 of Wands could be something about letting things go. I don't see that action really taking place, but I think even placing a lower priority for different things that have taken up more space in your life to this point could make more room for the world, for you to go out, to explore, to accept new into your path and things like this. Whether it is people opening up your relationship status finally, after kind of, I don't know, being iffy with it, hanging on to a person that you two had been drifting away from one another. That could be something that you're opening up your world to. Definitely with Ace of Cups, opening up your world to new love could be a message for some of you. That could be the first major event. I feel like the Queen of Cups is making a wise decision in this case to prioritize herself. And it feels like you are excited about new opportunity, or that you are actually going to start getting it because you have opened yourself up to it, or this is progress that will be taking place in the rest of your year. You will be setting yourself up for new opportunities, maybe starting in the new year even. I think that is relevant. with the newness of it all, maybe even beginning in the new year, because I'm not necessarily getting these events taking place, but rather the mindset shifting into their favor, into the favor of letting new things in, of opening up your world of possibilities. I'm thinking of Jupiter in this innovation card. We talked a lot about that in pile number 1, and it's brought about the themes of good luck, of prosperity, of higher learning, karma even. Expansion is kind of what I think of with Jupiter most often, but so you're expanding your world, definitely, and I think that you're going to be creating more space, whether it is dropping a not unsuccessful business endeavor, but one that was not giving you enough gain to make up for the work you were putting into it. You're finally letting yourself let something go, even if you had worked hard toward it. That could be a challenge to overcome, but we see that letting go is the move that will open you up to something to come in and replace that is better for you. We see that happening in love as well, perhaps. Some of you are going to be going into the new year feeling ready for new love. The 10 of Wands, yeah, I do feel like you're dropping a lot. I almost gave the 9 of Wands the meaning of 10 of Wands in this case. So I'm happy that the 10 of Wands did come out to confirm what I was thinking of, which would be really letting things go, dropping them completely, because it is too much on your plate, too heavy to carry all of it. Yeah, and we see you prioritizing yourself and getting that success that you will enjoy. Creating it on your own. I emphasize that you will enjoy, because it's like not considering anyone else in the way that you make it. The innovation makes me think that you really have a lot of ideas, and you can come up with a lot that would be very attractive to you, and also a very good idea fundamentally. And the difference here is that the world is turning to, the spotlight is on you in your world. It's all about your world now. So what you make going forward, or what you choose to align yourself with to come into your situation, is going to be centered and focused on you and what will make you happy with the 9 of Pentacles. And you're making wise mindset shifts in general in this time. We saw the Tower again. Wow. The Tower, as I was speaking about letting something go because you realized you had been working too hard for it, it wasn't working hard enough for you. That whole time I was speaking of that, I was thinking of the Tower and how significant that was. So I'm happy that this came out as well in this section to confirm with the Tower moment twice that you will be gladly letting things go. Maybe not gladly in every case, but we know that the reason that they are going is a good one. Let's see if there's anything unanswered with this. What can pile number 2 do now to get aligned with this? We have the Emperor, start planning for a better future. The 2 of Wands, again, start planning for a better future. The King of Cups, start listening to yourself and what you would want. The 4 of Cups. It made me think of 6 of Cups, which has messages of childhood and nostalgia. Think about your child self, what you would really, really, truly love and enjoy. When you embody that, you will bypass this feeling of dissatisfaction way more often, which is a good thing. Yeah, I saw 444 on the timer, so I think you will be safe, you will be secure as well. Yeah, I think those are the messages. So let's go ahead and get into event number 2 for pile 2. So let's see. There's a couple cards, perfect. What else is taking place in the remainder of this year for pile 2? Okay, that should do it. All right, event number 2, the 5 of Swords, the Two of Coins, the Lovers, the Devil, the King of Swords, or Wands, I'm sorry, and the Lovers. Once again, we have it twice, or 3 times maybe in this deck, I forget. And I pulled the Page of Swords as well. So you have the Lovers come out twice in this section for your second event. But this is taking place in the remainder of 2024, so let's see. Yeah, I wonder if some of you are going to be having multiple partners from now to the end of the year, or not as far to say that they are partners, but flings, or just like fun times with people for shorter amount of times. Because really with the Ace of Cups, how I talked about maybe love won't actually come into your play until the new year, I don't think that necessarily excludes the Ace energy. Feels like newness, trying new things, so I don't think that excludes dating and having fun in the meantime. But maybe the message is simply that you won't be finding anyone that you resonate with enough to be your romantic partner, be someone who really stands out to you in that way. They serve a purpose, but not that one. So it seems like, I don't know, it seems like some enjoyable times. I don't know if I see any issue from this necessarily. Maybe a tiny warning with the Devil card showing up here, that it could, of course, lead to some downers, like feeling down about how it ended, but I don't think you're going to be experiencing like heartbreak within the end of the year. And the Page of Swords, I think that these relationships, if this is resonating with you, can serve you by inspiring you, allowing you to come up with ideas of what would be better for the next time around, how to handle the communication better, how would a person really stick out to you and fit the box for what you need in a committed partner. Yeah, something about like just being around people and like competition with people. Maybe there's some energy of that coming into play, of like starting to feel like it is toxic for you to meet new people and it affects you too much and you need to balance yourself a lot to be able to do this. In this time, I think that you're going to at least be in situations where you will be given an opportunity to stand your ground. And if you find yourself struggling to do that, that is a way that you can, something to reflect on, something to meditate on, and it is serving you either way to understand more about yourself and to balance those aspects of yourself better. Yeah. That's an interesting event. It feels more like a mindset that you will be in. General lessons you will be learning because of interactions with people, and that seem more fleeting and that allow you to learn a lot about yourself, a lot about the different characters out there for you, and getting you into a clear idea of what you would really, really want come the new year, when something more committed could roll around, perhaps. What else should pile 2 be doing in this time to navigate these energies of the second event? The Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands. Keep moving through it. The Queen of Coins, keep moving forward. Have fun, but also again, use your judgment, not letting yourself get too out of balance or too affected, because none of these experiences are meant to make you feel bad. at the end. So some of you could lean toward prioritizing yourself as a self-defense mechanism, and I don't know that that is necessarily needed to like completely remove yourself from putting yourself in these situations, but some of you will find yourself, what you've learned from this is what you really truly need, how to tend to your own garden every day and nurture yourself. Yeah, so learning a lot, definitely, with Page of Swords showing up a lot in your reading. Okay, let's move along to that third event. Wow, we have the Star card. Judgment. Oh gosh, guys. The Five of Cups, Two of Cups, and the Four of Swords. Okay, pile 2, their third event. I think I'm going to shuffle out just a few more tarot, maybe one here. Yeah, let's get a clarifying message for pile 2, their third event. And it is the Seven of Swords. Okay, the Star card and Judgment. Wow. Five of Cups. The Five of Cups made me think of having something taken from you, and then we have the Seven of Swords, which definitely can carry that message. In the remainder of the year for pile number 2. Or with the Star and the Judgment, it's like a moment that is pivotal on your path, that your attention is called to what led you to that moment, like analysis of a specific section of life at times. And I think for some of you, there is something coming back around. You feel like you're being targeted or like called out, or regret about how a situation went down is coming back to you. And I think that the main thing I see here is the growth in how you handle it when the feelings are triggered again, when you feel like you're being handled in the same way that that trauma was from, or you feel like your situation is going in that direction, something is reminding you of it. It could be like an anniversary coming up, I'm not really sure, but we see that this is a moment that almost, to the most that the situation could ever do this, it just like rolls off your back. Like the thought is there, and you notice specifically that it goes away quickly, more quickly than it would have, at least in the past, when it was more fresh, when it was more new. You were recognizing the growth, and I think that that's a major moment of self-love. And we see rest, and we see like acceptance. For some of you, you are having the ability to accept something from your past before the end of the year. You're recognizing that that ability is recently there, or it has been there, but was never tested to come out. And that is a huge relief, I feel. I feel like it's like, yes, there could be things going on that will continue to trigger it, and that are happening regardless of what you tried to make happen in the situation originally, and you're frustrated that like it's still going on. But the difference is you're able to find peace and acceptance. The things that are out of your hands, you're finally truly viewing them as out of your hands, and you're turning that energy and attention toward yourself for more self-love. And you will be growing so much through this. A lot will change because of this, and I think that this could be a big moment as well that prepares you for that better love in the new year. So let me see your final messages here. How can pile 2 keep on this path toward this moment we have discovered? The Chariot, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Continue to view yourself as the most valuable character in your life. And keep on that path. Keep an intention with the Chariot, with you at the center of that intention. That is your advice. The Queen of Wands is all about strength and confidence. We see the Lion shown with her that we see in the Strength card, number 8 in the tarot deck. So she has a lot of control over her situation. That is huge. You will be gaining a lot of control over your situation, and you will have authority over it. Wow, that is very promising to hear for you guys. Pile number 2, let's go ahead and reveal your final guidance for the remainder of your year. Let's see. What can pile 2 know? We have New Moon in Virgo with trust all will be well. Beautiful message. Trust all will be well, pile 2. That is what we have seen. We've seen a lot coming for you that will put you into better self-love and alignment with yourself, and that will continue to serve you on your path. So I do hope you enjoyed your messages today. Please take the time to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it if you take the time to do all of those things. But with all of that being said, pile 2, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in your next reading. Hi there, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. I'm so excited to get into this, so let's go ahead and pull out some oracle to get some idea for where you are at now, to get the context for where we are going with the rest of your year. So let's pull out an archetype for pile 3. Perfect. A couple tea leaf. Pile 3, remainder of their year. Perfect, we'll go with those. And I do see this month on the top. I'm just going to take that as well. Let's grab a few oracle from this deck for pile 3's remainder of 2024. And finally, just a few tarot. Let's see what to expect. What's been going on? All right, perfect. So, your first oracle cards we have are the Storm. We have the month of June. We have the Dog, close up, pleasure with a close friend. And we have Egg with success assured with good plans and hard work. Wow, very good. Let's see. Patience, yep, it adds up, and authority. Okay. 10 of Pentacles, there's that great success. We have the 8 of Pentacles, there's that hard work. The 10 of Swords, the Chariot, the 2 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. Okay. Alright, so we see the Storm. I feel like something that began around June or in the summer in general has been a storm, has been something you've been working hard toward, you've been planning toward, that your ultimate goal with it is authority, is reaching a lot of people. You've been patient. We also see 6 confirmed with the Patience card, so I feel like about from wherever you started this thing, it's going to take about 6 months for it to really take off and bring you that, or at least get you on the path that you know that this is heading definitely to the direction that it will be taking off. It's either you really experience the full of, I mean, we have the 10 of Pentacles, so I do feel like you're going to be getting a lot of the fruits of your labor by the end of the year. And I feel like it's important to say that that doesn't always mean you're getting a check, you're getting money. It could be you're getting an offer you never even considered. Could be part of how you'd be lucky, how you'd be successful within this. And the offer is like not something you can cash in immediately, but it is a huge opportunity, or at least there are huge opportunities coming for you. Because you're being recognized for the skill, you're being recognized for the hard work. We have the 8 of Pentacles telling me that you were an expert, you're becoming an expert in this area. And that is why we have such a strong message of you having the goal of authority with it, because you know that you can lead, you know you have the expertise. there have definitely been times where you wanted, I don't think you necessarily, now I'm looking at this card, the pleasure with a close friend. Maybe some of you broke off a relationship recently as well. The storm is also tying into elements of that going down as well. The Ten of Swords feels like something ended. And I wanted to say initially that that was some of the failures or the things that haven't gone well on your path that you felt like were an ending, that you felt like maybe you wanted to quit because they happened. But the Chariot shows that you did take the right steps each time by choosing to try again. You have been taking the right approach by being patient. And you have been taking the right approach by believing that you are capable of doing this. You haven't been able to see it, but you sure have been able to see the competition. You sure have been able to feel the weight of what if this fails? Yeah, I think some of you, even like getting to know someone that perhaps you had called it off with, them just kind of being witness to this whole journey was overwhelming, and you needed less pressure on the situation in general. You needed less elements coming into play. Perhaps romance is entirely unrelated to what we have going on here. So yes, some of you have been working really hard. You have a lot of confidence for good reason. You were met with a lot of testing situations, which you chose to continue striving forward and persevering because of that faith and confidence you had. For some of you, this caused you to take action of letting go of a new connection because it was distracting. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move along. Those are the general energies that we have felt as of recent that will kind of give us context for the three major events that we will get into next. So let's take a look with your tarot deck, the Wake Me Up Tarot, at that first major event. So we wrote down a few questions. We want to find out what is it, how will it happen, as well as your guidance for how to get there or how to stay on the path that will take you there. Let's pull out a bunch of tarot for pile 3 right now. Okay, good. We'll stop there. Let's see what these first messages are for pile 3. So, 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, Temperance, 9 of Wands, King of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, and Queen of Cups. Okay, so this first event for pile 3 in the remainder of their year. Yeah, I see continued struggle, continued effort, but the good news is we see the balance that you maintain through it. We see the focus you have on longevity, on security, and that is definitely the direction you should be taking at this point. Leaning to that side rather than allowing any future circumstance of stress to come into play that is could hit you by surprise, and that at this point it really would be a heavy effect on you at that time with how we see the stress and anxiety in the 9 of Wands causing a struggle to complete the work. The outcome hasn't changed. There was no actual news of this is going to fail. The company that you're trying to become a part of calls you and lets you know, we sense you being interested in us, but we want to let you know now that, like, no, don't even try. We're not gonna offer you anything. Like, it's not like anything has actually happened to let you know that anything has changed with your destiny on your path. what could come into play is you getting stressed for no reason about it. Like, yes, there could be reasons that you feel piling up in your life of, well, if I don't hit this timeline, if I don't make this much by this point, then I'm going to fail. Those are things to consider, but take that as confirmation that you will succeed, because there is focus on how to keep you secure and how to make sure that the thing you are going for is not just something you get, but something that will have longevity to it. Because we see that with the King of Pentacles, we do see that it will be a happy outcome too. With the Three of Cups is a really nice card to have in there. I almost want to say, like, this is covering, I'd be pretty content with these three cards right here. We have the King of Pentacles, letting me know that you have that longevity, that security with finances and your abundance. We have the Three of Cups, which is fun times with friends, close connections. And then we have the Queen of Cups, who loves herself and who has things that make her happy to do and that regulate her with the Temperance. So your guidance is definitely continue surrounding yourself with the people that bring joy out of you, that bring celebration out of you. That is like an active act of manifesting, is being joyful, celebrating with people. You're practicing for all the moments in your life that you inevitably will have to celebrate, as long as you manifest, as long as you keep a high attraction level for great things of great nature to come to you, to be attracted to you. And the way you do that as well is through the self-love that you're going to be putting out into the universe and magnifying. Yeah, so let me go ahead and reveal what other guidance is there for pile 3 on this first event. King of Swords, speak with authority. Wow, Queen of Swords confirming that. And the Eight of Cups, speak with authority, because again, you have that confidence for a reason. And even if it is a fake it till you make it, isn't that how a lot of people get where they are? So take that path. That is the path that you are being asked to take. Confidence, being assured in your outcome, because when we are assured is when we allow ourselves to enjoy every day, the moments of every day. And then in turn, enjoying every day is what allows every day ahead of you to be one that is set up to be enjoyable. Yeah. So, pile 3, that is your guidance for the first event taking place in the remainder of your year. So let's go ahead and shuffle out for event number 2. For pile 3, let's start there. So, what can we expect? The Eight of Pentacles confirmed once again. Seven of Pentacles. The Death card. Wow, Nine of Cups. And I saw these as money stacks to start. Three of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and pull out this one. Wow, the Six of Wands. Okay, the first messages I had with this spread here for your second event, pile 3, it feels like you doing something consistently every day, doing it the same, and the acts of switching that up that make you feel re-fulfilled and reignite your passion toward it, remind you why you love it in the first place. There is power in consistency, showing up every day, committing, but there is also power in following the calls to switch things up, even if that means bringing in a new element to it that is unexpected, but that makes you happy, that showcases a lot of what you have, your talents, your creativity, your art. Yeah. Nine of Cups, it's really all about bringing what you love into it, reminding yourself why you love it. Three of Swords, what you're working on could become heartbreaking easily if you choose that path. choosing the path of gratitude, choosing the path of staying in line with positive outcomes, keeping that vision, not letting yourself go stoop down to the vision of failure, of whatever it is that breaks your heart. Keep aligned with what will make you the most happy. And what will make you the most happy is also what will be the most attractive to people. With the Six of Wands, it will also be a money opportunity because it is attractive to a lot of people. You're authentically bringing in the target audience by being yourself. And unexpected outcome could be that that becomes a money opportunity. Your skill is there. You have the basics. The skill, consistency, expertise are going to stay with. But when you bring in more of yourself into it is when you will really connect in a different, unexpected way. You will reach an audience in a different way than you had expected. And it also can bring along a money opportunity with it. How is this going to happen? What can pile 3 expect to perhaps be thinking about in regards to any changes to make to what they're doing? I'm going to take that bulk and we're going to see how far that takes us. Okay. So, how can they expect this to happen? 3 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, the Moon, and the 5 of Swords. I'm going to pull one more, we have room. The High Priestess. So how will this happen? You could even have a travel opportunity that is very inspiring, or you do have, I think this could be something you already have planned, have a ticket for, it's on the books, and it is inspiring to bring back practical elements. Maybe you connect with people who are similar to you while you were traveling, or just you are able to achieve a very nice scenery to display your product or whatever it is. To film, to set up photography, to connect with local people who do what you are interested in, but in a way that you hadn't considered. The Knight of Pentacles would be considering different outcomes to achieve abundance, to be on the right track financially. They would be exploring all of the ways to do that. So how this is happening, and then I think you're looking inward and you're applying it to yourself in your own situation, and you're realizing that the competition has nothing against you. When you look into you in your inner and you bring out that power, that is when you were really powerful. With the High Priestess is bringing that idea as well, is there's no need to fret over what other people are doing when you literally, like, you have so much unmatched energy, higher energy to what is going on there that really does not even apply to your situation. So looking past it, like, I almost see you like taking in a situation, taking in a group of people who you don't really relate with, and just eyes like glazing over, looking right past it, accepting it, whatever, move along, and it's not going to stick with you, regardless of what they think they did. They think they ate, they think that they really affected you that way. It's not true. Two of Swords. I feel like there's an outcome for you waiting that a lot of people do not see coming. I feel like there is something that you have to showcase, a hidden power that you will bring to the table at the right time. I see like the poker face going on. I see you bluffing, pretending you don't know what's going on, pretending you aren't about to win in a major way. Wow, the Queen of Pentacles, because you just tend to it in your own way. And that is part of what gives it that staying power as well, is not going about and showing off what you have done, what you have earned. Ten of Wands. I feel like you've almost reached a place where like you have the strength to not concern yourself with what is out of your control. Like maybe you would have felt bad for someone who is in a similar situation to you, and in the past you would have wanted to step in, to intervene, to insert your opinion, your expertise, your story, your experience. But now I feel like the maturity, the wisdom is there to realize that that person is meant to struggle on their own. Essentially, that person will be served best by working this out on their own, because I could bring in a quick solution, but that is essentially screwing that person over for the next time around, because they will not be prepared for what is going to hit them, and they may have passed as knowing what they were doing, but I think that they will be bit in the butt even harder the next time it comes around, because it would be revealed that they had not navigated the original situation on their own. So for some of you, a specific message to let others be in this time. It could be like an ex, like a relationship, someone you were once closer with. Let them, if you love them, let them go. Almost, kind of. King of Wands. You have far greater matters to concern yourself with in your upcoming year and years that will be set up through the end of 2024. Set up for greatness, set up for success. Wow. What else should pile 3 be doing in this time to stay on this path, to stay in this energy? We have the Hanged Man. We have the Lovers. And 9 of Pentacles. Wow. If you do have someone you're in a close relationship, continuing to feel and be close to them is beneficial to you. Also, self-love is huge coming up with 9 of Pentacles to nurture the life that you desire. The Hanged Man, what to do to continue on this path. This is a perspective shift. There's something about building your roots from the ground up that I'm seeing here in the poster of the tree that appears upside down. Yeah, building from the roots up, which could also look like digging your heels in further and being more adamant, being more stubborn when it serves you. That could be a way that you no longer accept anything less than the love that, for some of you who have a really committed partner, than the love that they bring you and that your relationship together nourishes, or the love that you bring yourself. Wow. Okay, pile 3. That is your second situation. I don't know that these are necessarily like events taking place, but overall things moving and turning that relate to each other. So that was number 2. Let's take a look at a third situation, energy, event for pile 3. We're about to go through nearly this whole deck. Okay, let's see. Third event. Start with those. 7 of Cups. The Fool. Wow. A lot of release, letting go of a lot of things that were cluttering your vision. Wow, with the 9 of Swords confirmed, and going into something with a lot of a lighter weight, with more freedom. The Empress. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Okay, I'm going to stop there. We've got 2 more cards, and then we will do your final guidance oracle card, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, so letting go of a lot of clutter that was weighing on you, and you will be glowing on the other side of that, on letting go of several things. I almost wanted to say letting go of 9 different things. That could be significant, letting go of a 9-month relationship, a 9-year relationship, a 9-year career, letting go of something, a lot of things, or a very long, significant thing. Empress also feels like 9 months. Wow. 9 months ago, you could have started something as well. Or, you know what, that does feel like, I'm doing a ton of like weird math in my head right now, but I'm seeing, never mind. It's not worth it to explain. But I wanted to say that it confirms the 6 months from June idea of something, of things happening for you, of things coming in. Wheel of Fortune. The wheel turning in your favor when you choose yourself is an event taking place. The Justice is the cause and effect of what you have done. The cause being your choice to let go of a lot of heavy weight, to go into something unexpected with an open mind, with new perspective, with a clean slate, without the resources that you would normally need to feel comfortable and secure going into that. And the effect being the wheel following that action. If you're going to turn your fate abruptly to something better for you, then we're going to do that as well. The Wheel of Fortune in your life, I see 33 on the timer, which has been a major confirmation for me lately, but that feels like confirmation that you are going to be matched with the energy of deciding to, if you're going to make an abrupt choice to bring something good to you, then the wheel will follow. Cause and effect. Keep bringing you good stuff. The Empress also feels like bounty, like abundance, repetition of abundance, as well as what I'm thinking of. Let me pull out these. Let's see. Can we know specifically what pile 3 will be letting go of? Oh my gosh. The 6 of Cups. The 3 of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. It does feel like letting go of a person, of a relationship, with the 6 of Cups coming in as nostalgia. This is someone you, again, we talked about 9 years. This is someone you knew for a while. I could even say that this is a friend group. Like, I'm thinking of 3s, 9 being divisible by 3, and I see that with the 3 of Pentacles, with the 3 people, it makes me think of 3 of Cups. So choosing to let go of people who perhaps were not as great of friends as you thought, and this was something you discovered, is what is going to bring you better fate, better fortune coming from the wheel. Turning in your favor, the cause and effect. Putting yourself first signals to the universe that they should also prioritize you. Final messages, guidance. How should pile 3 stay on this path? Ace of Cups. New beginnings in your emotional space and moving quickly and passionately toward that. This 3rd event is one where you change your fate and you actively choose to do it. That is the difference. I talked about cause and effect so often because this is the time where you were not stagnantly, or whatever the word is, accepting what came to you, unconsciously accepting what came to you. This is you actively choosing what you would like reciprocated back to you. And that is huge. That is a skill that you will take on continued. We have the inner child with nostalgia coming through. This is something that you will carry with you through your lifetime. Wow. Pile 3, those are your messages for the 3rd event. So let's go ahead and take a look at your final guidance oracle card for the remainder of the year for pile 3. We have New Moon in Aries with Go For It. go for it. Whatever is on your mind, whatever you want to do, go for it passionately like the Knight of Wands, and you will succeed. Pile 3, I hope you enjoyed your messages. Please take the time to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. All of those things are so helpful to me, and I really appreciate it if you take the time to do those. But with all of that being said, Pile 3, I hope you have an amazing day. I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your year, and I will see you in your next reading.